Hi, my name is Deb Enright, and this is Money Matters. Thank you for joining us. And as always, thank you to Daryl Thompson of Raymond James for his generous sponsorship of our Money Matters program. Today, we focus on the kickoff of the second year of the Williamson County Schools Development Program getting a lot of buzz in our community, the WCS Ambassadors. Our vision is to build a core of partners driven to strengthen our school district for the benefit of the Williamson County community. Our mission is to create an interactive experience for community leaders to understand the essential elements of the Williamson County School District. The program provides an opportunity for community partners to learn about the story of our Williamson County school system because, frankly, we need their help in telling the full, rich story of our district to anyone who will listen. We aim to provide an avenue for community partners to create liaisons with our schools because we all benefit when we share our expertise and work together to bridge the various gaps we face in our district. And we thought a fun way to do all of that was to get these leaders into the schools, to interact with the students, teachers, parents, and administration. Well, what did that look like exactly? You know the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Next up, a video from last year's experience that says it all. And after that, two of this year's ambassadors, Cole Hodges of Bancorp South and Danielle McMorran of CASA, fresh from their first program day, will join me to talk about their first impressions of the program, their hopes for the program, and at this very early stage, what impact they feel they might construct to support our schools. So sit back and let's take a look at the WCS Ambassador Program.
Open your eyes, look at the day. You'll see.
Welcome back to Money Matters. Cole Hodges and Danielle McMorran just experienced their first Ambassador Day. We've invited them to the studio. Let's ask them why they said yes to our invitation to join us for the program and what the first day was like for them. Hi guys.
Hey.
Cole and Danielle. Cole, let everyone know where you work.
I work at Bancorp South in Franklin on Highway 96.
Okay, and Danielle, tell us about what you do during the day.
Absolutely. I work at Williamson County CASA. I'm the Director of Development over there, and we advocate in the court system for abused and neglected children.
Okay, now tell me what CASA,
Absolutely,
C-A-S-A means.
Yes, court-appointed special advocates. So a lot of people think maybe we build houses.
Yes.
We don't. But we do try to provide a permanent home for a child by advocating for them through the court system with advocates that we train from the community in-house to make sure that their voice is heard throughout the whole process. A lot of times it's foster children, it may be children who are in the custody of DCS, and we make sure that every need they have is really heard and that the judge knows exactly what their situation is.
Well, I guess I can sort of understand why you said yes, but tell me why, when you received the invitation from Dr. Looney, you said yes.
I was really excited to learn more about Williamson County Schools. I'm pretty new to the area, and you always hear how wonderful Williamson County Schools are, and I wanted to know more in depth why. And obviously, that's where our children are, and that's where they spend the majority of their days. That's where the eyes and the ears are on what they're doing and what they're involved in. And I wanted to get to know the players in that better as well and know exactly what that process looked like, just to know more about our children and how we could better serve them and be integrated, and to see if there's opportunities where we can collaborate more and really get them the safety and everything that they need quicker.
Perfect. Well, I think you're going to learn that over the 5 months, right?
Yeah.
And Cole, why did you say yes?
Well, besides the fact that you asked me, and good history with that, also I have a wife, a sister-in-law that are both employees of the school system, teachers in Williamson County, and my two daughters are currently going to be in the system. One is in the Cougar Den at Centennial High School, and one is a pre-K student at Winstead.
Okay.
And just learning more about the schools, also how to get more involved with the schools. Bancorp South prides itself on getting involved in the community and getting involved in the school system. I've spent a lot of time inside Centennial High School doing finance classes and helping kids with credit decisions and things like that. And so finding a way to get more involved is really important to me.
Well, having your connection with Centennial kind of works to this, the segue of the next question that I have for you folks. So the first day, we kind of gave you an overview about what was going to happen and what it was going to be like. And then we boarded a school bus. I know that was fabulous. And we went through the lunch line at Centennial High School and talked with students and faculty. And I'm just interested to know kind of those first impressions. So Cole, you know the school, but kind of what were the first impressions as an ambassador looking at the school that way?
Well, it was great, and I know you asked at the end of the day one word we took away from the day, and my word was family. And I really felt a strong family bond at Centennial High School. Everybody from the teachers, the administrators, and to the students, everybody felt like they were really part of one big family. Very, very positive about their school. And also, high school's changed a lot since we were there. A lot more programs, a lot more AP courses, a lot more honors courses. Kids have they have structure there to get to the profession that they really want to go to, and but also you have those core courses, and the teachers are just they're so important to our students, and they really care about their well-being and them succeeding.
That's great. Everybody split up into groups and we went to 2 classes. So what classes did you go to?
I went to Ross Lyon's biology class.
Okay.
And I went to the criminal justice class.
Oh, did you like that?
Yes, I loved it.
It's kind of neat to see that core curriculum and then to see, like you said, the kind of career path kind of classes, so kids get a sense about that every day, what they might be doing after school. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yes.
Did they take your fingerprints?
No, they did not.
Danielle, tell me about your first day and some kind of reflections on that.
Honestly, I was pretty blown away. I mean, it's been 15 years since I've been in a high school. There's really been no reason for me to be. I have little kids, and so, to be there, and our advocates are the ones who go out and visit the children in the high schools and the junior highs, and so it'd been a while. And I cannot believe how much things have changed and all of the resources. And my word for the day was innovative, because we went into a broadcasting class, and then also I think an editing class, and they had Macs all over the rooms, screens bigger than I've seen in a while, you know, where they all had access to working on editing. And I was really impressed by how they were utilizing modern day technology and just really keeping up with the times of everything, and seeing the resources that they had to actually use in the real world after they left high school.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So we saw you guys saw a real connection between the everyday as a kid and as a student, and then where that might be able to take them.
Yeah.
We talked with, well, we had the great pleasure of having, what were there, 7 or 9 students on a student panel.
Yes.
Describe for me, Danielle, kind of what that was like, because you had some great, I mean, there was just some great conversation going on. So tell me about what the takeaway was from that.
And I'm glad you asked that, because I was actually going to bring that up. One of the kids that we sat with and talked to, I was so impressed by how well versed they were on what kind of resources they were receiving, but what they could receive more of. You know, because I asked a question of if there was something more that you could have here, because it sounds like you have a lot. It was at Centennial High. I was like, it sounds like you have a lot at your fingertips to choose from. He said that he would have, I think it was like a technological class where he could either shadow, or where they're actually working on machinery and that kind of stuff, just to see if that's something he'd be interested in. So he didn't go straight to Votech school and then realize that wasn't what he wanted to do, you know, so he could have it. And I heard someone else on the panel say that as well. I don't know that technological was the right word for it, but, you know, something around in that area. But for them to know, hey, we have all of this, but it would be great to have this, you know, and just to hear how well-spoken they were and confident in high school, I kept thinking, was I that? I mean, I know you're confident when you're a teenager, but I was like, in front of this group of people, would I be that confident? It just really shows that they do work as a team and are supported by the staff and teachers and everything there, and they feel real comfortable.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that technology came up quite a bit. How about for you, that moment with the students? What was a takeaway for you?
Well, I agree. You know, them talking about being confident. Being confident, and then the job shadow. We talked about it with our 2 students that I ate lunch with. You know, talking about how, you know, seeing things on a day-to-day basis of how a career might look, you know, on a day-to-day basis, and is that really what you want to do? You know, because I do feel like, you know, there are different paths you can take, you know, in high school, and, you know, if you want to, you know, be a veterinarian, you know, or go into vet school, you know, take these certain classes, and the school provides sort of a course, you know, a course map for that, which is great. And I thought that the students, you know, they're a lot more involved than I feel like I was in high school.
I know, it's crazy, right?
You know, it is, you know, they are really taking, it's important to them, you know, say, this is what I want to do, and this is what I need to do to get there. And the school is there to support them, you know, in that, but also get you your core credits and things like that. So that was really interesting. But the confidence the kids had when they were talking to us was great. I was very impressed by you know, the student body president, the senior class, you know, senior class president talked to us at the beginning of the day, and the amount of information they know about their own school was great.
And their bow ties. Their bow ties were real nice too.
I don't know if they had to go home and study all of those stats, but you know, if they did, Dr. Webb did a great job of getting prepared.
Very nice. You know, one of the things that we expect from our ambassadors is a give back, and we do like to make it more 360, if you will, to use those kind of HR words. But we want to make sure that it complements the boardroom and the classroom, and certainly we don't have any expectation that that's formulated at this point. This program is interactive, so we want to make sure that after going through lunch lines and getting on the school buses and sitting with kindergartners and, you know, talking with seniors and talking with middle schoolers and seeing all the fine arts, so that by the end of the program in May, there's a sense about what you might want, what we can do together, right, to strengthen the schools, so it'll strengthen the community. I just wonder, and I know I'm really putting you guys on the spot, but I just wonder if in the last few minutes we have together, if there are even some things kind of formulating, and what you might see. We went to Centennial and Franklin, what you sort of saw there, and what maybe an expectation of what you're going to see and how you're going to make that bridge. Do you want to start, Danielle?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely haven't formulated anything concrete yet, but my whole purpose is collaboration and to see, you know, how the 2 entities can work CASA and Williamson County Schools can work better together to be more aware. So I think we talked about 3 different levels of how we could be involved. I think there was like a, human resources and a financial. I could definitely see a hands-on approach with more of an open line of communication with the counselors and the staff there of awareness and things you might be able to implement. And I don't know what that's going to look like, how it's going to come into structure.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited about being involved with the other players as part of our program, the ambassadors, and what that might bring, as part of collaboration.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the whole thing is you can be individually based, and we'll, a little bit later in the show, we'll actually see one of those partnerships by an individual. But I think what's cool is what's collected in this class could collaborate together to do something really magnificent all together, or in partnership with 1 or 2 others. So you guys seem to get along really well, so that'll be kind of fun to see. So quickly, Cole, as we wrap up, any ideas yet formulating?
Not really many firm ideas. I have thought about, I've talked to a couple people at Centennial High School, and some different other places, and a way for a job shadowing. I know the Chamber of Commerce is starting to do a job shadowing. They're thinking about doing that. I think that would be great. We learned that from the students we talked to at lunch, but also maybe even helping some of the teacher design programs to keep up with students a little bit more. Maybe keeping up with if a student's falling behind, a way to get in depth with them a little bit more.
So support that kind of thing.
But because a lot of the teachers, they have the resources to do it, but they may not, they don't have all the stats and all the information together. But it's just, that's just one idea. You never know.
That sounds great. Well, over, let's see, from this day on through the middle of May, we'll get to share all kinds of time figuring out exactly how integral you can become to the schools. And certainly we appreciate your time today, but also it's a huge amount of time, and it's a real commitment to be part of this program. And I'm really glad you guys are in. Just the energy seems to be so much fun. So thank you all for coming today to Money Matters, and we'll have you back so we can find out kind of how it's going and things you've learned, and maybe we can talk about what the partnership either en masse is going to be or individually is going to be. So Cole Hodges from Bancorp South and Danielle McMorran from CASA. Is that how I should say it, or Williamson County CASA?
Williamson County CASA.
Okay, I want to get it right. Thank you both for coming. This has been delightful. We profusely thank you for coming. And we have more to go, so sit tight. The impact of our ambassador program goes well beyond just the participants. Recently, Dr. Lee Webb, principal of Centennial High School, sat down with me to talk about what it meant to her students and faculty to have the ambassadors come to Centennial.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year. Because she's in foster care, because her father abused her, and her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
We've come to Centennial High School to be with Dr. Lee Webb, who is the principal of Centennial, and Centennial plays a very special part in our ambassador program. So, Dr. Webb, thank you so much for joining us to Money Matters. We have just a couple questions. I think the first thing is, why is it important for community leaders, business people, nonprofits, philanthropists, folks in the arts, why is it important for them to come and see the high school?
Well, we've all been a part of high school. We've all lived a high school life. We've been a part of the secondary education system, and we've come through. But for so many of us, unless you're an educator, you haven't walked back through those hallways to feel the feeling in a modern, current day high school, to feel the lives and to see the students, to see the programs, and to feel the energy from the students and the energy from the teachers, and to see them interact. Because their interaction today is so different than the interaction when we were in school. It's a different atmosphere. And what the kids are doing in the classroom every day is phenomenal. So we're excited to play the role that we play at Centennial High School in the Ambassador Program as we get the opportunity to host their first site visit into a high school setting. We are excited to do that. It's good for me as an educator, as a leader into a school, to pause and to push pause just for a moment and to call all the vital players together to sit around the table to talk about and showcase what's happening in our school. And it's good as a practice to stop and to feel and watch and just listen. So as a leader on those days, I just push pause and I bring together all the key players and we listen to them tell the story of Centennial High School and what a story it is. And it's great for our students as well because they pause and they get to think about all the great things that are taking place in our school. And it evokes a sense of pride to hear them talk about the things that they're doing and to realize the great impact that they're having on each other.
So tell me what pieces of your story or what important parts of your story you wanted the ambassadors to take away when they enjoyed their day here at Centennial.
We wanted them to walk away knowing from one side of our building to the other the family that lives within. That's the theme at Centennial. The kids call themselves the Cougar Nation or the Centennial, the Cougar family. And they really embody a sense of pride of who they are. And we wanted to make sure that the visitors that came in kind of saw that wall-to-wall sense of community and pride. And we have a wide variety of students in our hallways that have a wide variety of interests, but how they come together as a family and how they support each other through the academics, through the social groups, through athletics and the clubs that they're involved in and the competitions that they're involved in. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal to watch. It's phenomenal to live. It's to be able to tell that story through the eyes of the students and the teachers. It's a great thing to see.
And what would the impact be? I'm trying to think about, the students who you brought before us, who were just absolutely wonderful. What impact does it have on them to see just this collection of people? And we didn't identify who they were. We just said they were very interested in the schools. What impact does it have on the Centennial kids to have these business leaders, these ambassadors come in?
Well, we wanted to select a wide variety of students to kind of showcase what's happening in our building. So we chose some students from all different grade levels that are involved in all sorts of activities to come together to speak and to tell the story of their lives at Centennial and how they are a huge piece of the puzzle that makes us the Centennial family. And it was phenomenal to hear them afterwards. During is great. And as they went across the table and they shared what they loved about the school and they shared their activities and what they thought made Centennial unique, it was so instant that you hear the same theme, that they care for each other and the teachers care for them and we support each other in everything that happens. And that was great. But after the cameras left and the people left and it's business as normal and business as usual, it was fun to hear the kids talk about how excited they were to tell the story. It's exciting for them to showcase and for people to be interested in the great work that's taking place in our building. And who wouldn't? It's a sense of pride to show people that the hard work that we're doing every day means something. It means something to us, and it's going to mean something for the lives that lie ahead for them.
Well, we appreciate so much that we get to kick off at Centennial for the second year. And the buzz you talk about with the kids, I have to echo, happened on the bus back to where we were debriefing, and you have energized our group and you have gotten them to ask really great, thoughtful, deep questions, and we really appreciate Centennial and you, Dr. Webb. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for this great opportunity, and I'd like to say thank you on behalf of Centennial High School to the Williamson County Ambassadors Program and the individuals that commit their time to come and serve in this program. I hope you get as much out of it as our school and students have.
Dr. Webb and Centennial have been so helpful to the program. We appreciate her continued involvement. Okay, create a partnership with the district. What does that actually mean? Is that just a pretty way of saying, please write me a check? Well, Williamson County Schools will never dissuade anyone from helping us shore up our funding for closing the gap in our classrooms, but honestly, our 2013 ambassadors have constructed some wonderful partnerships that we've showcased on Money Matters throughout the year. Let me share this one with you today. 2013 Ambassador Freddie Scott II, along with our wonderful Communications Department, created a multi-part series called Parenting Playbook that can be found on the In Focus link of our WCS website. Let's look at one of those plays from the Parenting Playbook, and we'll be right back.
I'm Freddie Scott with your Play of the Week. No matter how many seasons an NFL veteran has played, he will tell you that every season is new. New coaches, new teammates, new plays, new schedule. But one thing that remains the same is that the game is all about the fundamentals. School is the same way. New teachers, new classmates, new material to learn. The question is, do you and your child have the fundamentals and a game plan in place to have a successful school year? Let's talk pregame warm-up. Establish a healthy routine at home, making sure your child eats well, sleeps enough, and doesn't miss school. During the game, make sure the lines of communication are open to your child's teachers, coaches, club sponsors, and know the best way to communicate with them. Email, phone calls, websites, texting, Twitter. Do your best to be involved, from volunteering in the classroom or concession stand to simply attending events. Your presence will be noticed and appreciated by your child, even if he tells you differently. And finally, review the film. Take a look at the parent portal with your child, and you can review grades, attendance, assignments, and more. The information is updated regularly. Then review those fundamentals to see what needs to be improved upon for the next assignment or the next 9 weeks. And that's your Play of the Week.
Over the next 5 months, our WCS ambassadors will put boots on the ground to see the underbelly of our school system. The program provides access to WCS decision makers, including the superintendent, school board chair, students, teachers, school administrators, PTO leadership, and current community partners. Our program provides full and fun access so our ambassadors can learn about our district, including traveling on school buses, going through the lunch line, helping kindergartners learn to read, or watching smartphones help a chemistry teacher check student understanding of the periodic table. There are panel discussions, school tours, classroom visits, fine arts performances, school-wide celebrations, and honest talk about our schools. It's about building bridges between the boardroom and the classroom to strengthen our school district to directly benefit Williamson County, because the more you know, the more you can do, and that is why money matters. That is our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Daryl Thompson of Raymond James for his continued support of our work here. My name is Deb Enright, and this is Money Matters. See you next time.